Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Jarred.
Oh, fuck me, okay.
Just go with it. Just go with it.
Yep.
I'm Jess.
I'm Amber.
And I'm Ryan.
I'm Dougie.
And today, we are going to be bringing back a fan favorite segment from Season 1. We're going to talk about the new big Netflix show that everyone's talking about. And we're going to give advice to our teenage selves. If you're a new listener, please visit our Twitter or our Instagram and let us know what you think of today's show. I'm super chill right now, man.
I can hear it.
I'm just vibing over here. Okay, so everyone doing okay today?
Yep.
Fine is wine. The wine I'm drinking.
I'm on a fucking cloud like I have been for the past couple of days, so yeah.
I feel like you're starting to go stir crazy.
Me, yeah. Yeah, I mean,
What do you mean starting?
No. Okay. I'm already gone. Yeah, this quarantine's doing me in already. I mean, I've already started to just get fucking dizzy from it all. And yeah, I'm fucking losing the plot, man. Nah,
I just don't understand.
What?
I just don't... Like, everyone complaining about, like, being stuck at home or not allowed to go anywhere. I'm just like, dude, I'm chilling.
Apparently it's Saturday today, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, cool. I've been thinking it's Wednesday for the past 3 days. Like, all of a sudden I woke up and it's like, oh, it's Saturday. I'm like, what?
It's like we're on summer break from school.
Yeah, all days are just blurring into one. And not only that, I've got my clocks go forward an hour tonight, so that's not going to help even more. I'm going to be all over the fucking place.
I'm still recovering from that, to be perfectly honest with you.
That was 3 weeks ago for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, it takes me like...
Keep up with the program, man, but keep it up.
No, it takes me a solid 2 months, I swear to God, and I've always been that way.
By then you're back into the old one again. What the fuck?
It's the cycle of life. It's why my eyes look the way they do all the time.
Cross-eyed? What?
No, just sad, dark pools of just what that poor girl.
Oh, bless you.
Oh my god!
Damn it!
She
I
got
know
you
what
back.
it is now. I can fucking use it.
That's funny.
I'm so proud.
Like, the daylight savings, like, it used to fuck me up, like, losing that hour of sleep or whatever, and it's like you get up and it's darker outside. But, like, now I sleep until the sun's already up anyway, so it's like, hell yeah, longer days. Sunset at 9 p.m., let's go.
I just hate this one because I lose an hour in bed, whereas obviously the other one, obviously you gain an hour, so this one sucks. But I like it because it stays lighter for longer, so I'm winning on both spectrums.
Yeah,
fuck seasonal depression.
Cheers to that.
So, have you guys over there, I don't know if it's like an American, like, Netflix special or if it's like global, have you, either of you, besides what I've told you, have either of you heard about the Tiger King show?
No.
Oh,
No.
I hadn't heard about it until you spoke about it.
this is gonna be
Yeah,
so
same here.
great.
Okay, so me and Amber, I don't know how many times Amber has watched it this week. I'm on my third watch, I think, and it's only been out a week.
No,
Wow.
I finished my second watch this morning.
We were like, we want to talk about this on the podcast. Like, this is like insane, and we both started rewatching and like taking notes on each episode.
Wow.
Understand, I have 2 full goddamn pages sitting right in front of me, and I don't know if you're familiar. You're familiar with It's Sunny in Philadelphia, but fucking Charlie Day, that meme where he's like pointing at this conspiracy board, like I feel like that moment in time, genuinely. I've dug so deep and gone into such a rabbit hole. I really need something else to fill my time, but it's fine.
I mean, I've just gone on to Netflix and it is here, so obviously we do. It's actually #1 in the UK today, apparently.
Yeah.
After we discuss it, I need you to immediately watch it.
Okay, Mom.
If I didn't feel so passionately about it, I wouldn't say shit. But please.
I don't remember what I was gonna say. I saved this meme that I saw about it, like just putting it to the bare essentials, pretty much, to summarize, because it's like there's literally no good way of verbalizing what this show is about.
There's none.
I mean, like, I'm just gonna read this thing that I saw. We'll start with any questions from the guys. So, it's got tigers, lions, murder, a gay redneck throuple, a one-armed lesbian, alligator arson, mullets, pizza made from expired Walmart meat, a zoo-based sex cult, a crazy cat lady, and country songs and music videos about tigers and gay love.
Wow. That's... yeah.
Okay, I have the first question.
I want to interject real quick just by saying I don't know if this was originally planned as the release time for this show by Netflix, but god damn, they fucking nailed it. Like, what the fuck? I mean, they dropped this bomb on us when, like, everyone is at home right now and needs something to fill their time. Like, Netflix is the real MVP. Like, I cannot. Okay, anyway, Ryan, what's your question?
Everything you listed right there, okay. Is that not just jarred behind the scenes?
Oh my god.
I mean,
maybe for you.
I'm sitting here like a gay redneck throuple. Is that me, Ryan, and Dougie?
I know Dougie's not got it, but I could imagine he'd be the one with the mullet. I'm sorry,
Right?
Dougie, but
I've never had a mullet.
you were doing my mind.
I could totally see that.
Oh,
Dougie
man.
with a mullet.
So that's how you summarize this. What is it, Tiger King? Is that what it's called?
Yes, it's a Netflix series. It's a limited series. Well, for now, I don't know. They said a season 2 might be possible, but I don't know. But right now, it's 8 episodes.
I feel like at this point, it being limited, that can't last. Like
they opened up way too many cans of worms.
Yeah, like
this.
they have to make it.
So the thing about it is, it's been in production for 5 years, I think. And originally, the guy who was making the documentary went into it with the goal of it being kind of an expose on how keeping exotic animals as like private pets is abusive, pretty much. And just like exposing that side of exotic animal ownership in America, because the problem is that so many people here like privately own exotic animals as their pets, like lions, tigers, whatever. So there's currently, they said in the show, which I did research it after watching, I read that right now there's anywhere between, they estimate between 5,000 and 10,000 tigers in America.
Oh shit.
And there's less than 4,000 that are still in the wild. So,
Jesus.
yeah, so this guy, you know, that was his goal with this. And I guess he decided to make these 2 characters at the forefront. Like, he decided to look into their particular zoos for research. I don't know. But once the documentary started filming and stuff, and he started interviewing people, they were giving up more and more information about, like, goings on between these rival zoo owners and, like, everyone involved with them. And it's like, there's a whole thing where she murdered her husband, the one zoo owner did. Dougie, were you going to ask me something?
No.
Oh, I thought you said, sorry.
No.
But yeah, basically what started as an expose, it almost none of the stuff in here the guy knew going into it.
Like, there are literal parts of the interview where someone says something, and you can hear, like, the producer, you know, cameraman, like, just interject and say, "Whoa, wait a minute, what did you just say?" Like,
Yeah, that I don't
there
remember
were
which guy it was
several
they
times
interviewed.
that happened in this
Yeah.
series.
Like, I think the first big, like, wow moment of it, it was when, I don't remember what the guy's name was that they were interviewing, but he just casually dropped into conversation the, you know, mysterious disappearing of, you know, Carol's husband. And you can hear the producer in the background like, wait, what do you mean? How does a grown man just vanish? What are you talking about? And then, like, they started digging into it, and it's like, oh my fucking god, dude. It's insane. Right now, like, one of the zoo owners, he is in prison for, like, 20-something years. And the other one, she's just out here killing husbands and shit.
And, like, the whole thing about her killing her husband, and this is just going to shed some light on kind of, I guess, just the main, like, private zoo owner that they focus on, Joe Exotic. But there's speculation that his rival Karen somehow got her husband eaten by one of the tigers that she owns. And she makes a very eerie comment about if attracting a cat with sardine oil. Like, that's really goddamn specific.
She's like, if I was gonna do that, I would have used, like, sardine oil. Like, it was like, what? Like, what? Do you have experience with this? Like, what are you talking about?
This is information that still can't be proven. His disappearance is still, like, an open case to this day. There's been no physical evidence, none of that. And, of course, this is an ongoing, like, theory or whatever. And Joe Exotic himself goes so far as to push this theory. He records and produces his own music video called Here Kitty Kitty, and I watched it today in its entirety, possibly like 8 to 13 times.
Now that's specific and also very vague.
I'm fucking dying.
I took notes, okay? It's cinematic as a motherfucker, okay? It deserves at least a Grammy and an Oscar. It was just a performance. The man literally holds tiger shit in his hand for like 20 solid seconds. That's dedication to the cause, and I respect it.
Well,
I am so lost right now. So far, all I've really picked up is the fact that I'm still trying to grasp my head around how I thought this was a reality show, and now I've discovered it's actually a documentary.
It is so funny that you mentioned that, though, because Joe Exotic,
he had his own reality show.
he hired a producer and camera crew and everything, and they were, honest to God, filming to pitch a reality show, and there were, like, legit networks that were interested in producing it, and somehow all the footage for said TV show was burned up in a fire in his recording studio on the zoo's property that also housed alligators that all perished.
Oh, fuck.
wow.
Oh yeah, some fuck shit happens.
Oh, Joe Exotic ran for president.
Oh,
What?
fucking John Oliver had a clip of Joe Exotic on his goddamn show. Yes.
And he quickly decided he didn't have a chance in hell, so then he decided to run for governor instead. And almost won that. I mean, like, he got like 19% of the votes. Like, what the fuck?
Oh my god.
Anyway,
I feel like Dougie and I are probably just blank staring at each other, if we could.
And
Like, are you keeping up? I'm so not keeping up.
it is so fascinating. Like, we should definitely do like a Netflix like watch party and watch it.
oh, I'm so down
I'm
with
gonna
that.
have to after. I think I'm gonna have
I'm
to
so
after
down with
this.
that.
Like,
And like,
how am I meant to
Like, I'm from America, but I'm not from America. Like, that dude. Like...
Jess, the clip you sent the other day in the group chat,
the one where he's
saying,
like, I am broke as shit, that one?
yeah, is that from Tiger King?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta watch it. That alone just sold it on me. Like, I loved it.
And like the man is, and I mean, he's kind of just him as a character himself. He's kind of charismatic in a way, and obviously very entertaining. And the way that he just like lured the people into his lives, especially his husbands. Please, mind you, I said that he had 2 husbands. Because wherever you think the direction of the story is going, I assure you it's not.
Right.
Like,
Oh my
if
God.
you go into this show expecting completely nothing, you'll walk out with everything.
Yep. Okay.
It is the perfect quarantine show. I'm telling you, Netflix, they did something here. Like, maybe, I don't know, maybe it could have been planned for release later this year and they bumped it up, or maybe it was just like super perfect timing, but
Oh, whoever's in the documentary department
Fuck yeah.
in Netflix, they're getting a fucking raise for sure.
And here I was stoked as shit because Disney Plus launched the same day as the UK went into lockdown.
oh yeah, you
Like,
still oh, I've had that for like 6 months. I forgot you didn't have
Yeah.
it.
actually, I got it last week.
Fuck. So yeah, on the topic, or same kind of like subject matter, that made me think about situations or stories from whenever, really, that something kind of escalated like kind of fast and unbelievably to the point where it's like, is this even real? Like,
Oh.
oh, Amber has one. Great, go right ahead.
She No, Amber needs more time.
Ryan?
Yes. No, I told you. No, me last, please.
Oh my
You're already
God.
confused. Wow, keep going. Somebody else go, please.
I'm thinking, we always run stuff alphabetically, but now that we're doing the intro with like JARD, the acronym,
Mm-hmm.
should we do it like that instead? Instead of alphabetically?
Me and Dougie thinking yes because we're last.
Dougie's like, yeah, I can, yeah.
Yeah,
Dougie
me and
says
Dougie
yeah
are
a lot.
Me and Dougie are very happy with that theory.
Well,
that logic.
apparently you're not right now.
What?
It's your turn to go, and you're telling me to skip you.
Wait, do you not know how to spell Jard? What the fuck?
I already did Amber, and then you. I always go last anyway, even when we do it alphabetically. Have you never noticed that? I specifically mentioned that in the first season.
But this is now season 2. It's different.
And it's never changed. It has literally never changed.
I want to make the change. As of today.
Fuck. Whoever wants to go, then go. God.
I've honestly got nothing that I can think of right at the moment.
Oh my God. Dougie had to do it to us.
He always does it to us.
So what's new? Yeah.
Jess, please lead us in with something.
I feel like... Doesn't Amber have something? I thought she had something.
She needed more time though.
Yeah, I do. I need a minute. I just don't. There's.
Come
Go
on,
for
Jess.
it. Go for it.
Okay, I'll start. Hold on, I'll start. So, when I was with my ex, we had our own house or whatever. It didn't have, like, AC, so it was, like, one summer night or whatever. And it got kind of hot. His cousin came over, so we were like, let's go for a walk down the road. Like, it'll be nice and cool, whatever. And we, we came up on this construction site, and I had made a comment about how when I was, like, in high school, me and my friend tipped a porta potty on New Year's Eve. And his cousin's like, huh, what if we set one on fire? And I'm like, what? And then my ex was like, no, shut the fuck up. What are you talking about? So then we go back to the house. And then it was so weird. Like, I mean, his friends used to come over all the time, but I figured it was because it was so hot in the house. His friends started coming over and they would go out, like, walking, or they'd go for a ride or whatever, and I thought they were going out to cool off. And then one of those nights he did the same thing, and he was gone for a while, and I'm like, they're not usually gone this long, whatever. And I tried to call him, and he didn't answer. So I'm sitting here thinking, like, oh my god, did, like, they get run over, or, like, did something happen to them? So I went and got in my car, and I was just going to drive up and down the road looking for him. So after driving for a few minutes, about, I guess maybe a mile from my house, I saw all these blue and red lights at this one, that it was a house that was being built, so it was new construction, no one lived there. It was like all these cop cars there, like 3 or 4 cop cars. And I'm like, what the fuck happened? And like, I got terrified. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. And I kept trying to call him, and he wasn't answering. And so I called my best friend. I'm like, what the fuck do I do? She's like, I don't know, something sounds sketchy. Like, just come over here until you hear from him. So I went to my best friend's house. Whole time, I'm still trying to call him. He's not answering. And so I stay at her house probably like 2 or 3 hours. And then I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. And it was the sheriff's department or police station, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is going on? Like, what did they do? And he told me that they had busted them for attempting to set the porta potty at the construction house on fire. And that they were also being held on suspicion of having done it 12 to 15 other times.
Holy
Oh
shit.
my god.
I mean,
What the fuck?
all over the place, like new house construction sites. There was one charge because one of the porta potties was at a church, and they lit it on fire, and it caught part like of the church, of the siding on fire.
Oh my
Bloody hell.
god.
So it was like an extra charge because it was a church,
Yep.
and it was like so many of them. And it's like, next thing I know, I'm sitting in a fucking gallery watching my ex, who was my fiance at the time, in front of a judge. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, that was probably, I don't know, when I think about it now, I'm like, that went really weird, really fucking fast. Like,
Shit went from 0 to 100 in...
like, my
So
life was so
quick.
normal. I was just watching TV on the couch. My husband was out for a walk with his friend to cool off because it was so hot. And, like, next thing I know, it's like, he's in jail. Like, what?
Wow.
What are you in here for? Oh, I burnt down a porta potty.
Yeah, like, imagine that one.
You guys want to hear some shit? Okay, his buddy that was going with him was a volunteer firefighter.
That's the worst.
What?
Oh,
There's literally a higher like statistic for arsons being done by someone in that profession.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had that a couple of times over here.
So yeah.
Yeah. No. Well. Yeah.
Now, did I get anyone's juices flowing there? Any brain work going?
No.
I wish my answer could be yes. I'm still trying to stir the pot.
I was about to say, I'm trying to think of like a real 0 to 100 moment.
All I can think of for you is Weldon, honestly.
I mean, yeah. And he's like,
Who's Weldon?
oh, Weldon's my son.
Sorry. Yep.
Ah.
Well, he's like Tarzan now, so just him in general is just 100 all the time. But no, the whole shit that went down with my, because I'll briefly go behind my birth, and I will try to make it not so gory, but it was a 0 to 100 situation. Like my whole birth, everything was going kind of fine, and I was dilating like I was supposed to. Everything's cool, and then all of a sudden, like, with almost no rhyme or reason, they slap like an oxygen mask on me and then just tell me, okay, we're taking you in for a C-section. Like, didn't like really explain why. Kind of went into detail on the way, but what had happened was my son's cord, his umbilical cord, was wrapped around his neck like 3 times.
Oh shit.
So every time I had a contraction, it would cut off his airflow, and he, it was hard to like keep like a heartbeat and track him that way. Which, in the C-section, for what I thought, went fine. He came out fine. Like, as soon as I heard him cry, the first thing I asked was, does he have hair? Because
that's the number one priority.
Well, because, I had heard if you get heartburn or whatever in your pregnancy, that means, kid's going to have a lot of hair. And he does. But it's just a saying here. I don't know why, but that's what we do.
Yep.
But apparently what had happened while I was being stitched up, apparently my doctor was negligent in the fact that he did not clean properly, I'm guessing is kind of how it happened. But blood was trapped behind the incision, and when that happens, it coagulates and gets dirty, and it turns into junk that's just not good.
Yep.
Which is pretty much what happened. I was just in my bed, still recovering. It was like 2 weeks since my C-section. I was just in bed recovering. I had woken up, and this is first thing in the fucking morning, and I smelled something. I was like, oh, what the fuck is that? And I'm telling my husband, I'm like, babe, you're going to change that diaper. I'm not doing it. And I move my blanket, and I look, and it's like fluid that's come out of my incision. And I'm like, oh. Yeah. Won't go into detail what it was, but I just hop in the shower, and I call my mom, who's a nurse, and she lives like 5 feet away from me. And I call her, she comes over, they call the ambulance, like load me up, and like I'm of course freaking out, having all the anxiety. And yeah, I spent like the next week in the hospital, and yeah, like I had like a 6-month recovery.
Oh shit.
Wow.
Yeah, it was fucked up. It was real fucked up. Like cases like that happen. They do not happen as often as you think, and I happen to have been in that percentage where, hey, things could get really fucked up. And so,
sounds of it, yeah.
So no more children for me. Literally, Weldon almost killed me, so I'm good.
Jesus.
Wow.
We still got nothing?
Yeah.
No. It's kind of spurred one on for me, but it's going to seem really mundane now compared to your two.
Oh, who cares?
Of course it will.
Most of my stories do anyway. It's the time I broke my arm, right? But I didn't know I had broken my arm until about my 4th or my 5th hospital visit.
What?
So, let me start from the beginning. Yeah, let me start from the beginning. I went caravanning with some family friends and my sister. Was it my sister? Yeah, it was my sister. Anyway, I can't remember then. Anyway, I don't know what we were doing, but we were relatively young, and we were playing tag or whatever. I can't remember. Anyway, the mud was on the ground was slippy, so I slipped on one bit as she was chasing me around. And then she slipped on the exact same bit that I did. Well, because I knew she was going to fall on me, I put my hand up to stop her from landing on me. Well, her tailbone went into my left wrist and bent my wrist essentially back, right? And yeah, it was fucking horrible. Anyway, I was looking at it, and it looked fine. Okay, it just felt very heavy, very numb, very dead. I just had this dead limb on my arm. And I was like, okay, that's weird. Anyway, a lot of pain was ensuing, tears were going, because I was only young. Anyway, we just put a cold press on it, and we're just like, okay, let's leave it overnight, let's see how we go. We should, we'll see how we go on, because we're in the middle of nowhere. Anyway, I woke up the next morning, and it was twice the size of what it was originally. And I was like, okay, we need to go see somebody about this now, please. My arm is not right. Went to the hospital. And they're like, oh, okay, no, you've just really badly sprained it, but during the x-ray we have noticed you have chipped and cracked the bone in 2 places. It's like, okay, well, that's what's causing the pain, because the crack had gone from my wrist down, halfway down my forearm, and it had cracked, no, that was the crack, and then it had chipped above and below said crack, so it was quite a bit of damage. And they're like, okay, so what we'll do, we'll put a cast on you for now, so it stops moving, so it can heal itself and whatever, we'll put some strains on it, no, braces rather. You'll be on your merry way. Great, fine, fantastic. Went back home, told my mum about the whole situation. She was like, I leave you to go away for a couple of days, and this is what you do? Actually, no, my sister did it. She's the one that fell on me. We'd actually then go on holiday again a week later to somewhere else. Okay, this time it's the whole family. And I have this really bad itch in my arm, so I get a spoon and I go down to itch it on everything, and then I end up breaking the cast. So we have to go then to another hospital, okay, down this place. All right. The first place we went to was in Oxfordshire. That was the first one we went to. Then the second one I had to go to get it recast was down in Norfolk, which is on the opposite side of the country. And I went there. They did another rescan, and they said, oh, you've actually done some more damage to it. We've noticed it's actually dislocated as well. It's like, okay, so it's chipped, cracked, and now dislocated. They're like, yeah, we don't know why the first hospital visit didn't pick this up, but it's been dislocated since it happened. It's like, right, okay, that explains the numbness. They put it back into place, recast me on my merry way. A couple of days later, I get back home, everything's going as normal. I fall up the stairs. And actually what you do when you fall forward, you put your arms out to stop yourself. Just natural instinct. I put my cast forward, broke that fucking cast. I then go back to hospital again.
I have a question. At
This
this
is now
point, is your arm doing any healing at all whatsoever? Like,
It wasn't feeling like it, no. I think I was just doing more damage along the way more than anything. Anyway, this is then the third hospital visit. They take the cast off, they re-x-ray it, they check it all over, they clean me up, and they're like, okay, so you're aware you've chipped and you've cracked it? It's like, yes, I'm aware of that. I have been for the past 4 weeks. Like, and you're aware you've dislocated it as well? Yes, I'm aware of that for the past 2 weeks. So it's okay. Are you aware it's also broken? And I'm sat there going, bitch, does it look like I'm aware it's fucking broken? Like, no, I did not. I'm not aware it's broken. You're telling me it's broken. They're like, yeah, this x-ray is telling us it's completely broken. It's fucked. Like, it's in half. I'm like, well, how was that not picked up from the first visit? They're like, we don't know. What about the second visit? We don't know. So I just said to them, are you sure it's broken? You're just not making this up to add more to the fucking pile. And they're like, no, it's definitely broken. Here, have a look. And I was like, oh yeah, that's broken. There's the chip, there's the crack, there's the dislocate as well. There's the swelling. What's that? Sprain. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. So they re-bandaged me back up, give me a load of meds, he's put me enough more treatment and everything. 5 months later, nothing else happens. It's all good. I go back, they take it off, they rescan it, like, everything's fine. The first words that come out of my mouth is, are you sure? Are you sure there is nothing else you want to tell me about my arm right now? And they're like, no, you just won't be able to move it for a while. I was like, what do you mean I won't be able to move it? Failing to realise, because it had been sat there in total for 6 months, obviously not moving, me being a dumb cunt, not realising it won't actually be able to move, he's trying to get me to move it, and as he's talking to me, he's actually slowly bending my wrist back without me realising, and it's not being moved for 6 months. You know what it's like when you wake up in the morning and you're stiff? Yeah, imagine that for 6 months. It's hard, it's tough, it's horrible. I'm looking at my wrist and he's bent it at a full 90-degree right angle. I'm like, you fucking twat, get off. So yeah, so long story short, my sister fell on my arm, and 6 weeks later I discovered it was broken. So yeah, that went from nothing, just a sprain, a chip and a crack, to dislocating, to a break, somehow.
yeah, no, I would call that 0 to 100.
Yeah.
Yeah. If anything, it prolonged the recovery period because they just kept adding more to it, more fuel to the fire.
Yep.
And what was really annoying was the fact that they put the cast right over into the palm of my hand and round my thumb, so I couldn't game.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it was on my left arm. Luckily, I'm right-handed, so I could do X squared triangle circle, but I couldn't fucking move my character. I was having to like put it on my knee and having to use the ball of my cast to try and move my my character around in the gameplay. So it was very juddery.
Wow.
That's dedication.
Yeah.
You said that was mundane, bitch.
Compared to the ones you've just had,
I was on the
guess
edge of
it
my
kind
seat the
was.
whole time.
Yeah, well, like the most I've ever broken is like maybe my pinky toe. I've never broken a bone, so that actually sounds like fucking terrifying.
Me either. High
Yeah.
five.
Well, I've never
Yeah,
fully broken
it wasn't
anything,
pleasant.
but I've fractured shit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No,
I
my
fractured
bones
my
love
finger
me.
once. No,
Oh.
my finger one time I slammed in the car door. That was a bitch.
No,
Oh fuck.
I did break my ribs. That's right. In that,
Ugh.
because I put
Oh, when you had your
because I
accident.
put them through my lungs.
Yeah.
Ah,
Oh!
oh, that hurt.
Mm.
Oh, my titties.
They're your lungs.
It's all in the same area. That whole area is my titties, okay?
You hold the key to my titty.
Yeah.
Um,
No, it was weird coming out of shock and waking up in hospital with 2 tubes coming out of my chest.
Yeah, no, that
Out
would,
of your
that
chest?
would be fucked for life.
Yeah.
Like out of
Yeah.
your chest.
It was to help drain the excess fluid out of my lungs.
No, like shit, like I feel like medical shit. Like I feel like it does something to you, like mentally. Cause
Oh,
I remember even one time I was so congested, and I guess I didn't realize how congested I was, and I was asleep minding my own goddamn business, and my eardrum ruptured in my sleep because of the fact that I was so congested, and it put so much pressure.
My.
Like, waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning to just a ruptured eardrum is the worst thing. That's just, if I knew that would have happened, that could happen, I would have never slept in the first place.
Sit wide awake all fucking night.
Like, it was,
Oh my
like,
god.
I just feel like shit like that is just terrifying, and it can scar you for life.
well, see, for me, with my whole accident, I was in and out of shock for 5 days, so I only remember little bits and pieces, where I was conscious the whole time. I never actually, as far as I know, I never blacked out or anything like that. But it's more traumatic for my mate that was with me, who had to rush me to hospital. But for me, I laugh and joke about it all the time, and I'll just get on with my life. Like, I fractured 3 bones in my spine, punctured both lungs. Yeah, just a mild motorbike accident. So...
Fuck me.
And like the doctor said,
What's your
the
extreme?
doctor said I was so close to being paralysed. It's not funny, but yeah, I just went, okay, I can still walk. It's all good. Yeah, so
So that's the attitude you've
yeah,
got to have.
yeah, I've just kept a positive attitude, and I'm glad I don't remember the accident, because that would be a completely different story. If I actually remembered hitting the tree and the stump, then that, and remembering the pain, then that would be a complete different story. So, and I almost bit my tongue off as well. So,
Jesus Christ, Dougie, you can't afford to lose anymore. We've been through this
Jesus,
already.
Dougie. All this self-mutilation, my God.
This podcast would be totally different if Dougie had
well,
no
my dad
tongue.
always said I was accident prone, so I've got that
my
many
God.
scars on my body. It's not funny.
Here he is chuckling to himself anyway.
I can't believe you've only lost a finger so far.
Fingertip.
Just the tip. Sorry, I forgot.
Yeah, well, I've still got all the knuckles on
That's
that
what I
finger,
feel.
so it's only lost half an inch of it.
Well, speaking of younger
Immature
years, I'm the queen of segues, Jess.
Roll, is it?
What is advice that you would give to your 18-year-old self?
Don't get on that fucking motorbike.
Don't date that guy.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I dated a couple of guys at 18, so that encompasses all of you scummy motherfuckers, okay?
I dated a lot in between in year 18, so that one chick in particular, please don't date her. For the love of fuck, don't do it. That is 4 years of your life you will never fucking get back.
Oh God, her.
Oh.
What was I doing in 20? What was I doing at 18? How many years ago was that? 24.
Not that long ago.
I was about to start dating a serial porta potty arsonist.
I got nothing for that one. 8. I actually can't remember what I was doing at 18. Wow.
Yours wasn't even that long ago, bitch.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Mine was the longest, not.
No, I know. So that was a really weird chuckle.
Wow.
Advice I'd give my 18-year-old self. I don't know. Go outside a little bit more. No, that's boring. Man.
Wow, this was a bit of a thinker for Ryan, guys.
Well, I don't know why everybody's focused on me. We all need to think of something.
Already-
Jesus.
I already said
Yeah,
mine.
We've
mine.
all said it. Yeah, he said don't get on the bike. I said don't date that chick because she's the fucking Antichrist. And then Jess said...
Don't date that guy.
Don't.
Exactly.
I did that guy.
I'd also say have a little bit more confidence in myself.
You could do that now,
Shut
Dougie.
I guess for me it would be focus on a bit more of what I actually wanted to do in life. I know that sounds really daft and almost stereotypical, but when I think back on it now, I focus too much time on my media career and I haven't actually pursued that at all. But I did briefly, you know. But at the same time, I have this qualification and this massive debt over my head for something that I'm not even doing right now for a full-time career. So,
I mean, same.
I think about things like that, and it's like, well, if I'd done this differently, I wouldn't be where I am today. And
Right.
it's like,
yeah,
in a way, I am.
As much as I hate
Yeah.
it, I had to date that guy.
And
I suppose everything that just happened kind of leads you to where you are.
Yeah.
Obviously, right now, like you say.
I would never have met you guys.
For me, yeah. I suppose without the media diploma that I have, I wouldn't be able to edit this podcast probably. Stuff like that. So it's got its pros and cons, I guess.
Silver lining.
Yeah, but I think the main one for me, genuinely going. I don't want to spin off what Dougie said. I don't want to take the words from his mouth completely. But generally, for me, it would be putting more confidence into myself. Now, I know I do. But back then, I really, really, really didn't, and I really lacked it. Didn't have many friends. Never had any girlfriends. Shocker, I know. Ladies, hold your horses.
Took me ages.
We're in it together, Dougie. We're in it together.
No, I definitely would have told 18-year-old Amber to slut it up a little more than she did.
Yeah, I would.
Because I mean, honestly, she was much thinner. She had it going on. She took for granted what she had, and she could have worked that shit. But it's fine.
I definitely could have been more adventurous and more out there, I think, with certain things, but some gremlins in my head would be like, nah, you're not going to do that. I'm going to stay indoors instead. So I think that would be my one more than anything.
I was so dumb. My God.
I threw my head back so much that didn't help my dizziness. Fuck me. Oh, the room won't stop.
But honestly,
holy
relatable
fuck.
as fuck. Relatable as fuck. Same.
I think that probably
Is
goes
that
for
is that a
everyone,
universal
really.
feeling?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I guess I was very uneducated as well. Jess, please elaborate. Why were you so... Actually, no.
It's a teenage thing. It's...
Ryan,
It is.
I dated a serial porta potty arsonist.
Yeah, okay, I don't need any more. It's good for me.
Oh my God. So anyway, I have some exciting news for you guys. I was approached by someone today to be included on their website. So it's, I don't know if you guys, Dougie and Ryan, have heard of her. It's Tiffy on Instagram. She does the GTA outfits and that kind of stuff, and she has her own website.
Yeah.
She's got like tons of followers. Like, she's one of the biggest outfit pages out there like that. And she wants to feature us on her website as what she's doing to give back to the community. Basically, she wants to help small businesses and things like that.
Shit.
Cool.
Oh, wow.
So
That's great.
yeah, so we basically picked up another sponsor, and this one came to us, you guys.
Awesome.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
so that's really exciting. So if you're listening to this and you play GTA and you're into the outfit side of things and making those funky looking ankle outfits, you can go to xtiffy.com and she has all the components and whatnot for that there. But yeah, I'm super stoked. Like, I feel like this is good.
Mm.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
fantastic.
it's
It is
exposure.
amazing.
Like, and it still keeps our toes dipped in the GTA community as well. Because I mean, we don't talk about video games all the time when we're here.
No, but
But
that's
most of
where
our
we stemmed from.
most of our listeners are coming from Instagram. So
Yeah, and
It's a
we
little-
stemmed from GTA, you know?
yep. So that's
So-
cool. What else? I did want to talk about something that I found fascinating this week. Now, as I've previously mentioned, we're keeping talk of the virus minimal. But I went to my cousin's house last weekend to just hang out with him for a bit. And he was watching the NASCAR race, like, when I got there. And I glanced back a couple of times. I'm not into those at all. I don't see the point. Sorry. But, so, like, I looked back a couple of times, but I didn't see, it looked like everything was as it should have been, I guess. And then he tells me, that's a simulation. And I'm like, what?
What?
And he's like, they canceled the race. That's just a simulation of them racing. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I know that this virus thing is like, it's really kind of putting a damper on a lot of different events here and whatnot. Well, everywhere. But yeah, I looked into it, and the NASCAR racing is now a simulation. They said that they have the drivers on custom-built PCs with steering wheels and fucking gas pedals. Like,
I was gonna
racing each
I was
other in
gonna-
a video game.
that'd,
Well,
so
I was
that'd
gonna
probably
make
be
the
on
joke. I
iRacing,
could imagine.
Is it? Did they say?
I had the article pulled up. Well, I looked it up, but I didn't save the article. I guess I should have.
I was actually gonna make the joke. I can just imagine X amount of NASCAR racers sat in an arcade or something.
That's
Racing
basically
one
what's
another.
happening. Like, And I'm just like watching the TV. I was fascinated because the simulation looked so fucking real. I'm like, are you sure this is fake? And he's like, yeah. Like they said it earlier, they canceled the race because of the stuff with the virus, so it's a simulation. And I'm like, how? So
Wow.
I looked into it, and I'm like, that is so ridiculous. Like,
Well, understandable in a way to keep it going, try and give people something to watch.
it is, but I mean, it's entertain. I mean, I guess it's still entertainment, but it's just like,
Is it though?
Everyone's, yeah,
Well,
not for me.
For those
but,
fanatics, it would be, yeah. It's still, it's not quite the
even
same,
though they're
but-
just really watching it basically just a live stream of a video game.
yeah.
Of a left turn, and that's it.
Calling iRacing a video game will get a lot of people triggered because the true sim races don't. Yeah, it's a different class to a racing game to the sim racing. So yeah, that actually does trigger some people. The true sim races, but the iRacing
Okay, listen,
itself.
I'm not here to.
Yeah, I know. The iRacing itself is very focused on proper race rules. So, yeah, you can't just slam someone into the wall and expect not to get punished for it and stuff like that. So, I've done the iRacing.
I guess it's just fascinating that it's like gotten to this point. Like,
well, I mean, it quite possibly could end up that in the future. So, no one will ever die from racing again. But that's probably a long way in the future. People still want to go to a race and watch it live.
I'm not saying that.
but I would think like if you're pursuing that as a career, you got to enjoy like the high of like actually doing it and not doing it on a PC.
There's no replacement for the feeling of being in a car and going fast. That's for sure. You can't simulate that properly.
Yeah, I can't imagine Formula One drivers, getting out, lifting off their helmet, and then pushing their desk chair back under the desk. I can't.
I mean, I've done some races online with iRacing that have gone for 40 minutes, and after the race, you need a break because it is hard work. Like with the feedback in the steering wheel and everything like that. You're constantly working hard. Your brain's thinking because you're watching the road and trying to keep your line and avoid smashing into everything.
Yeah.
But you're not getting the full force with your G forces and everything like that. So, and plus you can be in an aircon room where it's not so, you don't have the luxury. Like they have the cool suits in racing, but you still get bloody hot sitting in the race car going around a track. So,
well, yeah, you would be.
Like they can get up to 50, 60 degrees Celsius in the car.
Fuck that.
Especially when it's a 30, 40 degree day outside.
It's average for you, Dougie, isn't it? Fucking hell.
So yeah, at least they're doing something to keep the drivers involved and give the people something to look at. Even though a lot of people go, "Oh, it's not the same."
Yeah. It's
But
keeping it.
It's
keeping it going the best way it possibly can.
yeah.
See, I'm listening to Dougie go on and on about this like racing, and I'm just sitting here fuming, thinking about GTA racing with him and how he literally never lets me win and always cheats.
Fuck off. That is not the fucking case at all. You've won.
If you have ever played with Dougie, if you've ever raced with Dougie, you know what the fuck I'm talking about.
That is bullshit. That is complete bullshit.
No, you win literally every single time. Even when you have the much slower car. It makes no sense, and you always spin me out. Okay, you don't do that. But you're like lag switching or something.
I'm not doing anything like that. It's
Ryan, have you raced with Dougie?
I was just thinking, I've not actually played many,
Not a lot, no.
not land races anyway. I think the last race I did with Dougie was one of the transform races when I didn't really have much time to be near Dougie. But after this, I would like to actually race Dougie in a land race because I get very competitive with my races. So
do you?
With the new ones, with the open wheel races,
I've only done one race of that.
Oh, so you've changed. Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah. You won't. Thank you, Jess. Thank you.
Yeah, but
I now know when to not run my mouth too much.
yeah, but the GTA racing doesn't compare to the iRacing side of things. But
Well, no,
having that
it wouldn't.
the racing experience does help, knowing when to brake your line, getting your line right, going through the corners, and whatnot.
Yeah, and I try and emulate that as
Yeah.
much as I can in GTA because I hate all these fuckers that go the wrong way on the track or sit and block other races. I try and get my lines the best. I try and time my braking right with everybody else. I try and avoid contact with everybody else. But then there's obviously going to be some dumb sore loser out there that's like, nah, fuck that. Excuse me.
Yeah, no,
Sorry.
I'm the same. But Jess sees
Yeah,
different,
Dougie drives backwards on the track. That's how he cheats.
and I still beat you.
when you drive backwards on the track.
I'll go in reverse.
Yeah, haha. Except that's not possible, stupid.
Well, it is.
Oh man.
Your logic is flawed. So I'm tired of talking about racing, and I hate that I ever brought it up.
And you have beaten me plenty of times. So you just seem to block those ones out.
I've beaten you 3 times.
You beat me more than 3 times.
That's very
You
specific.
beat me way more than 3 times.
We've been friends for just under 3 years, and I've only won
You've won.
3
You've won more
times.
than 3 times.
1 per
Once a
year.
year.
Fuck off.
So today we're bringing back Don't Get Me Started.
Woo!
That was a lot of fun last season, so I want to do it
Don't
again
get me
this
started
season.
on Jess's
At least once or
bullshit.
twice. Don't get me started on Dougie's cheating. Don't get me started on Dougie being a freaking race snob. God.
Jesus Christ.
So, wait, I'm trying to remember. Who all went for Don't Get Me Started last season of us in the group right now? Ryan went. Did Dougie ever? Dougie,
Yeah, I sort
yes?
of did.
And I did
I
one. Okay, so we've all done one. So,
Amber.
that would leave Amber. So,
I feel like
What was
this,
that?
I just feel like this always happens to me with her. Just
you're the only one who hasn't done one.
I just feel like it's
So-
very convenient.
Anyway, for those of
It
you
is.
who may not remember, Don't Get Me Started, we pick a topic, and then whoever's going basically has to go on like an angry rant about the topic they are given. So, did we ever settle on one earlier?
No.
Well, no, we didn't.
Okay, well, I'm going to go for my original choice, which I
Yeah.
picked solely for Amber. So, Amber, your topic is Marilyn Monroe.
I have to angry rant about Marilyn Monroe.
Yep.
Hold on. In what context? Because
I mean, there's really no contextual limitations, are there,
No.
guys?
No.
You just.
okay,
You
just-
have
it has to be an angry
You
rant.
just got to try.
okay, well she was goddamn murdered for one.
Oh my god, this took a turn I did not see coming.
No,
I mean, this was probably number 1 on my list.
I can get angry. She was murdered. There was no suicide. That's a bullshit. That's a cover up. Okay, that's fucking John F. Kennedy's brother. Okay, that's his bidding.
Amber is our Tiger King, our new Tiger King, guys. I did not see any of this coming.
You said she researched it also.
Because she wasn't. Okay, she was scheduled to give a press conference at some point in time, and then all of a sudden, oh, she's taken too many sleeping pills and gone to sleep and has never woken up. No. Okay, she was never suicidal. She was never indicative of suicide at all whatsoever. She was murdered. Don't get me started.
Damn,
we just
she
did.
just fucking mic dropped us.
Like,
Amber just fucking mic dropped. I'm like, Amber
You know,
just
we
became the boss of the entire show. Like, we're all her
I'm
bitches
very
now.
serious about Marilyn Monroe and many conspiracy theories, so...
You know we can't follow on from this next week, right?
My cheeks are so sore from being clapped right now.
Oh man.
But she was scheduled to give a press conference about something that she, from what I gathered, researching information that she knew about the presidency because of how close she was with Mr. President. Okay, we all saw the video.
Oh my god.
You're welcome.
Is that should we just give up Don't Get Me Started from here on out? Because I feel like that was the best one so far. And it was like so effortless. It was like Amber knew what was coming. Like
I've got to get angry about this. Well, here you go.
I'm gonna fucking do it.
I'm very, very passionate about Marilyn Monroe. She's plastered all over my house, so that's...
I know.
That's what Jess said.
No, I didn't tell you guys when I was talking about it earlier, but when I lived with Amber, I lived
No,
with
but
Amber
you
for
said
like,
she was very
what,
passionate
like
about
6
it.
months or something. I lived in the Marilyn Monroe room. That was the guest room with all the Marilyn Monroe decor. Like, Amber is like obsessed.
It was one of the things that I was a little bit like down about when I found out I was pregnant because I was like, fuck, I gotta turn my room into a nursery. Like I've got to get rid of some of this Marilyn shit. Like that was seriously one of the downers. I was like, fuck.
I don't think anybody's been this angry at Don't Get Me Started since I was about having to play ping pong with my own balls. Like,
Let's see.
Well, it definitely was never me.
I don't even remember mine.
What was yours?
yours was
Oh, yeah, I'm mind blank.
oh god. I can't actually remember what yours was.
Yeah, mine. You got me on kangaroos.
Damn. We should
Nice,
just
you got
retire.
it.
We should just retire it now. Honestly,
We should.
It can't get any better than this.
Which and
You
I
heard it
all,
here.
folks.
And I think it's so funny that you even picked that because earlier this week I had to have a talk with Alan, my husband, about one of my bathrooms has a Marilyn Monroe like centerfold-esque picture in it for decor, and my son, we're potty training, and he, it's right above the toilet, and he pointed, and he was like, "Who that lady?"
That's your fairy godmother.
And I said Marilyn Monroe, and he said, "She naked," and I'm like, it's time to move the picture. I did not realize how inappropriate it was in your bathroom. I'm so sorry.
The response should have been like, yeah, what's your point?
Yes, she is, son, and she's proud of it. Wow. Okay.
wow.
So Amber just killed the Don't Get Me Started. So farewell. I wouldn't say farewell and so long. That was an amazing, very bold combination.
I like that.
That was a bold move on my part. That was a flex.
Can that be our new outro?
I just
That
did
one.
something.
You did a thing.
No, I'm not. No. I hate it when people say that. I swear to God. Okay. Anyway, I'm not gonna lose any listeners here by saying that. So I think that's it. Honestly, should we close it out? Is there anything anyone wanted to add? Oh, holy Christ! We went an hour and almost 10 minutes.
Well, not necessarily. You can think of all the crap I've got to cut out at the beginning.
It wasn't that much.
That was me. That wasn't my phone vibrating. That was actually that was me.
Okay.
So no one
No,
has anything to add.
Carol Baskin killed her
That would-
husband.
Jesus. Oh.
I take it that's something that me and Dougie don't have a reference to.
Amber needs to bring wine more often.
Amber, we'll see you next week, yeah?
Well, I've got to do all my stuff. Hold on. So you can find our podcast, Instagram, and Twitter. Instagram is at jarred.podcast. Twitter is at jarredofficial. Today's cast is Ryan, and his Instagram user is at RyanTSP_. I'm Jess. Instagram at Jess2_Fox. Amber is OMG Amber, and Dougie is Digmore73. Let me see, what else do we got? So after today's episode, be sure to go check out either Anchor, Podbean, or Podchaser, where you can rate and review our shows. We would greatly appreciate that. You can find the complete episode catalog for season 1 and 2 on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and YouTube. Am I talking too fast?
No.
I talk too fast sometimes.
No.
Okay. What else? All right, we're sponsored by 5 The Gamer.
It's a big one.
So for all your gaming headset needs, you can go to 5thegamer.com, and if you buy something from him and enter JARD20 at checkout, you'll get 10% off your order. Next week we're going to be talking about cell phones. I think the slang game is making a return.
Cool.
Yes!
And we're going to discuss our own eulogies, you guys.
Oh, fuck. Do I need to prepare?
Oh, shit.
I'm bringing my 30-minute cremation video. Just kidding.
Right, eulogy is death. Right, okay.
Oh, it
You
is
said
death
that
again. Fuck!
You said that, I sat here and blanked out. I'm like,
I'm telling, it's got to be like an atmospheric thing. It's like, I'm not depressed or anything when I write this shit. I just think of stuff. I'm like, okay, we'll do that on the podcast.
We'll see you
Maybe
next
I'm just
week,
a really dark thinker. I don't.
Well, I
Anyway,
could've told you that.
shut the hell up. So, as always, actually, starting tomorrow, my Wacky Wednesdays will be going up on the Jarred channel, along with Ryan's Sunday Fun Days. So be sure to check out my Wacky Wednesday tomorrow on the Jarred channel, not my gaming channel. And Ryan's Sunday Fun Day, which goes up on Sunday. So, fare long, you guys.
How long?
Fair long. Free show exotic.